Dwarves, and my ally is the Dwarves, Clan Angren to be specific, and we are fighting against Bretonnia and the forces of Chaos. So with my army, I took a gamble. I was betting that Chaos would not bring any Hell Cannons, so I decided to bring 2 Organ Guns, because we don't see those that often. Chaos brought 2 Hell Cannons, so that kind of sucks, but we'll get to that. My front line here is mostly made up of Dwarf Warriors, including the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, because I didn't know if I was going to be fighting against Bretonnia or Chaos, and they can do pretty well against Bretonnia. They are backed up by the Peak Gate Guard, and then the Grumbling Guard, and then my heroes here, we have the Rune Lord, and then 2 Thanes as his bodyguard, 2 Organ Guns, 2 Slayers, one of which is a Dragonback, and then 2 Miners over here on my left flank. For Clan Angren, we have a bunch, well, that's weird, a bunch of Dwarf Warriors, including a couple Longbeards, I guess just maybe 1 Longbeard. Front line of Quarrelers, 2 Cannons, Miners with Blasting Charges, and then their hero is Belegar Ironhammer. They also have the King Lun Ironhammer, which is the, like, Thane ethereal hero, and then a Rune Smith. So that's their army. For the Bretonians, we have King Luin Leon Kerr leading a flight of these Royal Hippogriff Knights. There are 2 Questing Knights, and then a bunch of Foot Squires, and then 2 Men-at-Arms. They also have a Grail Relique, so that's going to be the Bretonian forces. A lot of armor piercing, considering they're fighting against dwarves. It makes sense. And then the Chaos player here, because they have those 2 Hell Cannons, a generic Chaos Lord, 2 Chaos Warriors with great weapons, 2 Chaos Warriors, Aspiring Champion, Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows, which I haven't really seen often, 2 Chariots, 1 on this side, 1 all the way over, somewhere over there. And then 1 group of Chaos Knights. Whew, a lot of people. Okay. So starting off, I was like, well, since they have Hell Cannons, I am probably going to have to march forward because the Hell Cannons have me ranged in terms of my Organ Guns. They don't have the same range as Hell Cannon. And my allies' cannons over here are not going to be in range of the Hell Cannons either unless they move up, which I don't think was going to happen. So right now, I'm just kind of having my Organ Gun over here fire into these Questing Knights. They did take 1 round at King Luin Leon Kerr. This other one is getting ready to fire on my left side, but the thing is, these forces are taking a very wide arc. So I'm just going to turn these guys around to fire at the Questing Knights instead, because they are a definite high threat to the Dwarf forces here. And the enemy Bretonian is just going to charge their forces into the Dwarven lines here, including the cannons, and trying to get into all of these Quarrelers right here. So they get a very nice charge on the Quarrelers. Meanwhile, I'm getting hit by the 2 Hell Cannons, so I'm like, well, this is where we go. So I'm going to be marching my forces up. I'm going to be leaving my 2 Miners and 2 Slayers back here to protect the Organ Guns. Organ Guns are still firing at these Questing Knights. We're going to try and destroy them while we can. And the rest of my forces, including my heroes, are just going to move up to try. We have to break through this line and silence these Hell Cannons the only way that we can, which is by walking there. So it's very slow. I could try to march my Organ Guns, but then that would keep them out of the combat for a long time, and I needed them to destroy these Questing Knights and just basically hit anything that they could. Here, this Chariot is going to be marching up over here to assist their frontline Chaos Warriors against my Dwarves. Meanwhile, these Chaos Knights are going to be going in about like that, I believe is what they do. You can see King Luin, after the initial clash with Clan Angren right there, they're going to come over here to try and silence my Organ Guns, so I'm going to send my Slayers over there to deal with him. You can see they're still dealing with some Questing Knights, but they did do a lot of damage to those Royal Altar Griffites, which is really good. And here come the Foot Squires. These Questing Knights have all but been destroyed, but they are still around. And here we go. The front line of dwarves meeting the forces of Chaos. Dwarf Warrior against this great weapon is not going to do well. Neither is this one, but we're going to try and break through the middle with our heroes and these Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. We're going to try and support this fight with the Grumbling Guard and support this fight with my Peak Gate Guard, who's just going to get hit by the Hell Cannon. Meanwhile, over here, still pushing off King Luin Leon Kerr from our Organ Guns, so that happened. We're going to put them back on their Organ Guns because they got displaced. And here comes some more Questing Knights that we're going to have to deal with briefly. So right now, this Organ Gun is firing onto the Chaos Chariot because that is a definite high threat that I need to take out before too long. And I'm just taking so much damage from these Hell Cannons, but I don't really have much of a way to deal with them right now. We just have to go straight through is my plan. And then over here, my ally is going to be charged in the back again by these Questing Knights to try to go after my Organ Gun. And now here come the rest of the Foot Squires, which kind of look like they were just given an attack order on 1 unit because they're all kind of clumping up right here, which is probably good for my ally. But you can see his cannons are offline, his Quarrelers are kind of mixed up in here, so they're not really firing. So it's just kind of a mass of stuff happening over here. Meanwhile, these Royal Outdoor Griffites are going to go over and hit my Organ Guns, who are taking out that Chaos Chariot pretty well, actually. And my 2 Slayers and 1 group of Miners is going to be left to try and fend off against these Chaos Knights, these guys, and anything else that comes this way. Judging by how this frontline fight is going, I thought I needed some more bodies, so I'm sending one of my Miner groups up here to reinforce our battle against Chaos. On our right flank, we are winning this wholeheartedly because of our 2 Thanes, our Rune Lord, and then our Dwarf Warriors. The center is going pretty good because we have the Grumbling Guard chewing into them, but my Peak Gate Guard just getting hit by the Chaos Lord, these Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and, oh, you know, a Hell Cannon. They are going to route here, but they dealt a lot of damage still. Meanwhile, back here, we're still dealing with just different types of mobile units. We're pushing off these Hippogriff Knights who rerouted my organ gun once again, so I'm going to have to put them back on their guns once more. This organ gun is trying to get some shots at these Chaos Knights who are clearly coming over here to try and assault me, so I'm going to pull more Slayers, I believe, and my Miners over this way. Dragonback Slayer is going to be chasing these guys off all the way to about right here, and then I'm going to try and snipe them down, the rest of them down with the organ gun. Here comes another Chaos Chariot, one of which is way over here because we dealt a lot of damage to it. Front line of my fight is still going pretty okay. The Grumbling Guard are now dealing with the remains of these Chaos Warriors, this Chaos Lord and the Chaos Sorcerer, and I sent those Miners in here, so they're going to be reinforcing that. We're still kind of dealing with 2 other additional Chaos units here, but we do have the numbers, we have the heroes, so I'm pretty confident that we can eventually win that as long as our organ guns can stay operational, which they kind of are, but they keep getting pushed off their organ guns because we keep getting charged by Chaos Knights and just all types of stuff, but I am doing an okay job at pushing them away. Meanwhile, back here, peasants just firing away. They're not really threatened by anything. These units back here are going to come back from routing, but they are going to be assaulted, I believe, by Knights and Chariots to try and reroute them. But in the meantime, Belegar Ironhammer, along with King Lun and the Runesmith, and some Dwarf warriors here and there, are still trying to fight off this horde of Foot Squires. Here comes some more Chaos Chariots. Here comes some more Chaos Knights. I'm going to be sending these Slayers to deal with these Chaos Knights to try and assist my ally, but I am keeping this Slayer and this Miner back here to protect my 2 organ guns. I'm still getting 1 organ gun back in operation. Frontline battle. You can see my Peak 8 Guard, it did come back, but they're near death. But we did break through the Chaos Warriors here and here, and we just worked through these Chaos Warriors Great Weapons right here. So now I'm going to be sending units up here to deal with these 2 Hell Cannons. And then I'm going to send some other forces to try and fight against this Chaos Lord who is taking a lot of damage over there. Chaos Sorcerer is going to march back here to try and get to our Hell Cannons, or our Organ Guns, which are finishing off those Royal Hippogriff Knights. Still trying to get my 2nd Organ Gun back operational. Slayers into those Chaos Knights, and there's still just like a massive amount of just stuff happening here around Belegar Ironhammer, who's just tanking it out, fighting multiple hordes of Foot Squires. But the thing is, this player probably should have like spread out the Foot Squires and done a total surround, but instead they kind of just bunched up around the heroes like King Lun, who's not taking too much damage there. But you can see this Quest Knight back here, and I think the Chariot, Chaos Chariot, eventually just starts to reroute some of these units, or maybe they already did. Meanwhile, back at the front line, my hero squad is going off to try and fight the Chaos Sword. Meanwhile, these units are separated trying to get to these Hell Cannons, and they will eventually. I just sent whatever was closest, so that's why this Crumbling Guard is going to be going over here. Not their best position to go, because I need their buff to keep my units, you know, in high vigor, but it's fine. I just needed to silence this thing as quick as possible. Meanwhile, back at our Organ Guns, still hounded by something. With this time, it's going to be a Chaos Sorcerer, who we are now running off with our Dragonback Slayers. Going to have to put these Organ Guns back operational. Same thing with these. They just keep getting routed, so my enemy is keeping a good job at forcing me to protect them and microing 2 different, you know, battles at once. Meanwhile, back here, King Lewin has been dealt a lot of damage from his fight against Belegar Ironhammer and his dwarves. So he's just going to be kind of flying up here. I'm eventually going to target him with my Organ Guns whenever I can get them back operational. Now you can see the Chaos Lord has withdrawn from this fight, ran across the field to try and get to my Organ Guns, but still, my Miners and my Slayers are holding these forces back from the Organ Guns, doing what they can to make sure that they can fire something. And they will eventually start to fire again. And again, I think it's on King Lewin, who is just now flying above the army to try and, you know, do morale buffs and terror and fear for the dwarves, those who can actually be affected by terror and fear. Meanwhile, back over here, Dwarves Dragonfire Pass, what remains of them, the Grumbling Guard are going to take out these 2 Hell Cannons, and the rest of my force is going to be marching over here towards my Organ Guns to try and protect them, and then also to assist my ally. This Organ Gun, I'm not too sure what it just fire at. I missed that. I'm firing at something. But right now, I believe my Organ Guns should be firing at... There we go. I think I just targeted them, maybe. Still trying to keep them safe, so, you know, just moving all my units around, trying to deter these Chaos Chariots from coming in as the rest of my forces slowly march across the battlefield. Oh, I took a shot at... What the heck did I take a shot at? What? They shot like at nothing. That's weird. So the Dwarf Warriors here are eventually just going to get crumbled, but the heroes are still alive. Belegar's still alive, Runesmith's still alive, and of course the King Lun Ironhammer, one of the hardest units to kill if you don't have magic damage, is still alive. And there you go. Now my Organ Guns are going to be opening up on King Lewin the Uncursed to try and finish him off so we can break their leadership, hopefully. Meanwhile, Quest Knights and Chariots are just back here causing havoc along with the Chaos Lord to all the units that came back from my Clan Angron ally. So they don't really have much left, but what they do have left is pretty strong. These heroes are strong, King Lun is strong, the Runesmith is obviously strong. My Slayers are going to deter these Quest Knights from getting, or stop these Quest Knights from getting into the Organ Guns, so we're going to route them right here. before they get there. The organ guns are eventually going to rout King Lewin and I think kill him. There we go. We finally got King Lewin. Now we're going to be shooting at maybe this Chaos Sorcerer. Can't remember. And finally, the Rune Lord with the 2 Thanes and what remains of my Dwarf infantry is going to come back to try and safeguard our organ gun because they still have some ammunition left. And so I was kind of worried about all these Foot Knights, so I was ready to get a defensive position going on and then fire into the Foot Knights. But you can see when we sniped King Lewin, they are now suffering from the effect of most of their troops being dead at this point and the leadership being dead. So the Foot Squires are going to rout from Fear and Terror due to Belegar and Hammer, or Fear and Terror from King Lun, but you know, from what remains of the dwarves. So his heroes remained. My allies, that is. Belegar's heroes remained to the bitter end. The rest of the army kind of got killed off, but they fought a very long, bloody battle. But the dwarves are going to win the day against the Chaos and Bretonnian forces. That was a fun battle. That was a very fun battle. Having to micromanage 2 different battles going on, trying to keep my organ guns safe with my Slayers was a task. Boy, it was a task. Okay, so for our kills here, Thanes got some decent kills. Rune Lord really didn't get too much, but they buff. That's good enough, I guess. Dwarf Warriors held off to the bitter end, which is all I can ask of them. The Warriors trying to fire past 75 kills is really good against Chaos Warriors. Slayers did an excellent job at just hitting anything that came by, and it was they got a piece of like everything. The Grumbling Guard 48 kills is pretty good. The Organ Guns didn't get a high amount of kills, but they were sniping very high priority targets like, well, King Lewin at the very end, Questing Knights, Chaos Chariots, and I think that's mostly what I had them shooting at. I didn't really ever have them shooting at infantry, so I used them as snipers, and they were pretty effective. Yeah, so I was pretty proud of my forces there. Belegar netting 79 kills, Runesmith 48, and King Lun 78. So yeah, they did a lot of work. Longbeards did a lot of work. Dwarf Warriors did a lot of work. 95 kills and Slayers is great. The Corridors got kind of mixed in with just everything that was going on, so they got shut down pretty quickly, as did the Cannons, unfortunately, for Prince of Havoc. Then Related Department Agency, 55 kills on King Lewin is pretty good. Foot Squires, wow. That's a lot of kills on the Foot Squires, but yeah, they're pretty good against Dwarf Infantry. 194 kills in these Quest Knights is amazing. 59 on the Peasant Bowman is insane. And luckily, we were able to shut him down. Like in the initial engagement, the Royal Hippogriff Knight kind of almost got completely killed. Because again, this is like a support unit. You want these units to not absorb any kind of damage whatsoever because they will melt. But good game with Related Department Agency and Snail down. 82 kills in the Chaos Sword is insane. 48 on this Chaos Sorcerer is really good. Did a couple of good Pit of Shades, you probably noticed there during the battle. Chaos Warriors, especially the Great Weapon Warriors, over 100 kills each is really good. Even though I was trying to snipe these Chaos Chariots, it still got a good amount of kills. Same thing with the Knights, and even the Hellcannon's got a decent amount of kills. Important kills too, because they were fighting against, or firing against, my Grumbling Guard and Peak Gate Guard, so they weakened them a lot. But anyway, good game to everybody. Again, that was a very fun one. Hope you enjoyed, and let's watch a cinematic view of that battle.
Off we go!
Kazu Kit.
Plow through! And none but the down! Bomb those dwarf plow through! All dead, I'll get it.
There's that hero squad. I really like Beligar. He's not really their best lord, but I like him.
Nothing can stop us.
Look at those Slayers chasing Loon back there.
Get booked now! Blow! Enough! Archer! Go! Have at them!
So much stuff.
Vengeance! Will do! Strike out! Let those woven lights!
Yeah. Bring him down.
Kashukan Katikita! You're fucking about! Scoff! Down!
Reinforcements. Charge. Friendly fire.
We don't forgive! Kazu! Advance! On the way! Put those dwarven legs! Kazu! All magic users are waffles!
These dwarf warriors held on to the bitter end. They did not rout, even though there's only like 15 of them left. I couldn't believe it. That dwarven morale, man. Or leadership. There goes Beligar. He does some real damage to King Lewin with his Slayers. I think that, yeah, this battle is now basically done. Yeah, we're already on the Hell Cannon. That is a lot of corpses.
Nothing can stop us. Strike-ons.
I don't think much is really happening with Morgan guns yet. Oh, this shit not doing that. Alright.
See the power of Britonia! The lady for her dances!
Bye, Loon.
Attack the earth! Right. I'll get him! Vengeance!
These Slayers got a workout in this game. Holy crap.
Blaze fire! Blaze fast! Stop us! At once! Charge! Move off! Go!
What organ guns are up right now?
Range fire! Range!
Oh, there you are. I don't know if they fire again or not before this is over.
Way out, little strike out! Reloading!
There it is. Hope you enjoyed the battle, everybody. Again, that was a fun one. Bloody battle over there. Holy crap. I will see you all next time. Take care.